So it's all right. Please help me welcome Coach Sandy and our client, Deb Bourassa. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah, you're very good.
So Deb's been with us. Has it been 3 months or not quite?
Since July.
Since July. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. So yeah, so definitely. Yeah. So, so I just want to hear in your words, like what your experience has been with Catalyst Fitness and, you know, working with your coach. And so kind of give us a little bit of an overview on like when we first had our conversation, what were you trying to accomplish?
Oh gosh. So I had just was at a bad point, pretty much given up. And when I started, it was great, amazing right away. Sandy has been amazing, very, motivating and always there to talk to. So I wanted to, at that time my goal was to lose weight. I need to lose weight. I need to feel better. And that's what I thought it would be. I thought if I lost weight, I would feel better. So I've learned a lot since then. So, I mean, that was basically my goal. My goal has definitely changed since then.
Yeah, I think I think, obviously, not obviously, but usually most people that come to us, right, it's not like, oh, I just want to, I mean, I hear that, like, I want to lose weight and I want to feel better, I want to get healthy, but I don't think they understand like what the implications are, like how, I think we get used to like not feeling well and then what does it look like to start feeling better. So, so we started you in a reverse diet, right? How did that feel when you heard?
I was so scared. I was so afraid at first. And then I was like, I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I was doing the macros and like, I felt within 2 weeks, I started feeling instantly better. I just felt it. Like I felt, I had more energy. I had more motivation and I was happier. And it was just 2 weeks was amazing. And it wasn't like after the 2 weeks, I mean, I think I lost weight on reverse dieting and I didn't gain any. And I was like, wow, I'm eating a lot. But it was good. And I had a routine and it just felt amazing.
I love that. Yeah, it's always like we never know what's going to happen. The whole goal of like of maintenance of a reverse diet is just to maintain weight. But some people do lose weight on that. Most people do lose inches. Not every single person does, right? We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but for the most case, we do see inches coming off. How many inches have you lost so far?
Have you calculated that? Because I did.
I didn't know. I think I know, but I'm not sure.
So a total of 20.5, 20 and a half inches.
I was only going to say 12. So that's amazing.
Yep. Amazing.
Yeah. Great.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
So I love that, right? Because that is motivating. That is going to push you to keep going. But also with like focusing on health, you were also able to come off of some medications. Do you mind sharing that?
Sure. So when I started, I was on 3 high blood pressure medicines and it still wasn't like evening out. And I also was on an anti-anxiety medication, because it just built and built and built. So after a little, I don't even know if I was out of the reverse dieting yet, but I got taken off of one high blood pressure medication. So that was great. And then I think I went for another checkup and they took another one and reduced it to half, which I'm pretty sure when I go back in a couple of weeks, they'll take me off of that one too. And they also took me off the anti-anxiety medicine because I just didn't need it anymore. So yeah, and it felt amazing to do that.
Yeah, that's incredible. So
Yeah.
what did they say?
They just were so excited. They're like, just keep doing what you're doing, and I'm like, oh, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing,
Yeah, I
Feels
love
good.
that.
Yeah, it's, and that's more, I feel that that's more, I got more from doing what I've been doing, like with the medication, than, like I said, losing weight now is not even in my mindset. I mean, it's there in the back of my, brain somewhere, but not for front and center.
Right. Yeah, I love that. And then I remember too on a call that you went to Disney, right? And so what did that feel like?
Oh yeah, it's great, like when I go places, you just have more energy to do things, walk around and go here and go there. And yeah, there's things that I can do now that I feel more like confident in doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Disney, that's no joke, right? It's walking,
Yeah.
walking.
That's a hard vacation. That's not really a vacation.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no wonder they should have those little strollers for the adults too, right? The kids are all passed out, right? Get me one of them.
And then Nashville's coming up, so that's going to be a lot of walking, lots of walking.
Yeah. So that sounds fun though. So that's awesome. All right, Sandy. So walk us through like what was the process like for Deb?
So putting Deb on a reverse diet, at first it was a little scary because we're always, when we start a health journey, most of us are looking to eat less, but that's what we did in the past. That didn't work anymore. So, going through the whole education of reverse diet, I think Deb was so open. I think she was a little on the nervous side, but she was also very open and open to try it, and totally kicked ass. I mean, when she told me that she got off one of her blood pressure medications, I was beside myself, because not only as a coach, but as a nurse, I know all the health benefits that Deb was going through this process. And I just couldn't wait for her to continue the process, which she has done even more. She got off her anti-anxiety and then almost completely off the other blood pressure medication. And on top of it, lost 20.5 inches. So I'm just super thrilled for Deb. She did amazing during her maintenance, started her deficit. We actually have her on her first diet break this week. So I was excited to give her that diet break. And
well timed too.
Came in just in time so she could go enjoy Nashville with a little extra treats. But yeah, she's been so great and very consistent. The one thing with Deb is she's been very consistent throughout the whole process.
Thank you.
Did you find it like hard at first? Like, what do you think was the hardest thing at first for you?
I'm doing the eating, because I wasn't really eating anything before I started. So going from hardly eating anything to eating a lot was it was a challenge. My husband is my biggest cheerleader, so every day he checks what I eat, my macros. We go to the gym together and he makes sure I do my workouts. So it's good to have a good support system besides Sandy and him. I mean, it's just been great.
I love that. That's awesome. So do you have like a consistent like meal schedule, or do you have like your go-to meals, or like what does that look like for you?
Yeah, we plan every week what we want to have during the week. We plan the protein and what we're going to have with it and all that. So we know we're never actually tonight we didn't plan anything, but so it'll be kind of like a free-for-all, but we kind of stock the shelves with healthier choices. So it's good. We do have go-to meals that we have every couple weeks and stuff like that. But
what's one of your go-to meals?
Pork chops has been a good go-to meal.
Yeah.
Love pork chops.
Yeah, me too. I have some, so I get the thin ones, so they cook quicker.
Yeah, no, we like the nice big ones.
I do too, but those thin ones cook quick. So do you grill them up, or do you just?
We either broil or bake them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love that Deb has learned so much through the process that she doesn't panic when she doesn't plan something. Like planning, we all know that planning helps so much and it's key to success. But knowing and having enough education that when something comes up and you didn't plan it, you know exactly what to do to be able to still, stay within your goals and stuff. So I love that.
Yeah. And I want, I've always known, like, if you have a bad meal, or not a bad meal, but like something you go, a little extra,
Yeah,
it's not going to hurt. It's one meal, you go on to the next one. And same thing with the day. If you're having a bad day, like there's been a few times I told Sandy, like, I wasn't feeling good for the week. So I didn't do well with my numbers, but I still went and did my workouts and got my ass kicked with my workout.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't like I can eat kind of week, but still did my best to do it. So, and even if I went, like I said, over extra, I just move on.
I love that.
Yeah. I mean,
there's no use in beating yourself up about it. It happened. Let's just get back on the next day or the next meal. So
And I feel like that's a huge win when you're not feeling guilty and bad about yourself because you went a little bit over.
Right. And I think I mentioned Sandy a couple times where, the scale was up and I was like, like before it would have thrown me over the edge. If it was up a couple pounds, but I'm like, oh, I look the same as I looked yesterday. So it's, it's the way you look and not the scale. The scale is a nice reference picture in time, but that's it.
Right. So talking about the workouts, yeah, they do start to progress a little bit, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I get my gym is smaller and some of the, like, sometimes I only have like one set of some like weights and it says, and I'm like, oh, someone's hogging the weights. So I'm like, oh, next week I'll go higher or whatever, it's kind of a game to play.
Yeah.
Walk around the gym, see what's available.
That's a challenge at my gym too, right? Especially when you get like the girls that take like the 12s, the 15s and the 17s and you're like, come on. And they're working out like together, right? They're taking one Smith machine and just hogging it up. So yeah, I get it. So what would you say to somebody that was thinking about it, but wasn't sure, like just think that, well, I don't really want to start a diet. Like maybe I'll just start until, maybe I'll just start in the first of the year. Like, what would you tell somebody like that?
I would say, invest in yourself, go for it. No time is, better than the present time. Doesn't matter when it is. Even through the holidays, it's a holiday, you know what I mean? It's not 2 months. And I just think go for it, do it for yourself. Give 100%, you give 100%, you get 100%. You give 80%, you get 80%, but you have to own it. It's totally worth it to invest in yourself, really.
I love that. I love that you said that. Yeah, own it. Because you do, right? It's we're guiding you, but you're the one doing all the work, right? You absolutely get all of that credit, so so I love that. I don't have anything else to add. I think I was gonna mention meal plans, like why we don't do meal plans, because I want you to have the foods that you enjoy. I love pork chops, right? But I think it's just, I think a lot of people rely on somebody, just give me a meal plan, just tell me what to do. Right. Yeah. And the value, where's the value in that? When you can actually, now, when you go down to Nashville, you don't have to worry or stress out about like, oh my God, that's not on my meal plan, right? It absolutely is, because you created your own meal plan. So
exactly.
Having that freedom, when you go somewhere else, like maybe it's not going to be the perfect macros, but it doesn't have to be, and so as long as you can range.
It can be scary at first, but then once you get used to it and that you're owning what you're making and you're like putting it together and making this plan for yourself, it really is a good learning tool. to do it on your own, because you're right. Having a plan, that really doesn't do anything.
Right. It doesn't teach you anything. You're not going to be, you'll panic on a day like today where you guys didn't plan anything.
Right.
But it's like, oh, what am I gonna do? But you doing your own meal plan, basically, you already know what you're gonna do.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think too, the one piece of advice I would give anybody that does start, I mean, the program's amazing, so I would say start, but I would say take the picture. Go buy a nice black unpadded bra and black boy shorts and show every nook, cranny, roll, bagel, everything. And because when you get to a point in your journey, you'll want to look back at what you did. I was embarrassed, so I, wore, stretch pants and, workout bra, but it was long, and I'm like, oh, now I really can't go back and look and see, oh, hey, that roll's gone, and, that's different. So it's embarrassing, but no one's really going to see it except you and, you guys or whatever. But that's the one advice I would give everybody to do. Take the picture.
I love that. Yeah. Maybe we should put that in the prompting too, right? How to take your pictures, right? Take the one picture that you're going to share, but take that one for yourself. Cause I know with my pictures, my strategy was that, take the picture. Yeah, it's hard, but then you can email yourself that picture, and then you can put that into a different file called cat videos or whatever, right? So that you have it, and then delete it off your phone, and then go to deleted photos and delete that off of your phone. So that's never
again. But it's good. It's good to have. It really is.
Right. But you still have it, right? So nobody can find it. But
don't be embarrassed, because
I think that's a hard thing, because it's like kind of a little bit more reality, like, so. Which is just like, hey, this is the starting point, right? Everybody has to start somewhere. So,
and then you can use it for motivation. You know what I mean? And because I go back and I look at the progress pictures, and I'm like, oh, okay, this looks different. This looks different. And actually, Sandy pointed out to me a lot of things I didn't see too. So it's good.
Yeah, I think we're definitely our own harshest critic, and I've done the same thing too with my coach. Like I sent her something, and she was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. I'm like, where? And she was like, well, what about this? Well, what about this? And I'm like, all right, I can see that. Yeah, I must have missed that. So yeah, we're definitely our own, coming from a coach, right? We are humans too. And so, yeah.
No, but it's been great. This is the best thing I ever did, honestly.
Awesome. Love it.
So what are you guys, what's your strategy next? So you have is it 2-week diet break, or are you just taking a 4-day?
She has a 2-week diet break. 2
weeks diet break. Yeah. Nice. Use those calories wisely, right? It doesn't actually matter how you do with them, but it's just nice to kind of step back and take a little bit of break. We were talking about that last night on the call, and then it just kind of remotivates you to get back on. And I was thinking about that conversation last night too. It's like when you go on a vacation where you're so excited to go on the vacation, and then you don't want to come home, but then when you come home, you're just like ready to get back into a routine as well, right? So there's something like, we do crave that kind of structure. So yeah, it's kind of nice to be off, but then like get back into the routine when you come back. And so now you have that new motivation, like, oh, I'm going to do things a little different. So
right. And I've already checked the hotel to make sure they have a gym, so I don't miss my Friday workout. Right. So excited, and they do, so that's wonderful.
Awesome. Well, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
No, I think we covered everything. I mean, like I said, it's been wonderful. And the other day, my husband said he's like, you're a different person now. You're happier and just a completely different person. So in a good way.
That's amazing. Like, that's the best testimonial right there, right? Is just having a different outlook, so I love it. So good stuff. Deb Bourassa. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you,
Welcome.
Coach Sandy, for coming on. And I appreciate you. And I hope that you have an amazing weekend. And I will talk to you soon. I'm going to stop.
Thank
Bill.
Thank you.